Welcome to the channel. My name is Judgment. I have a tutorial on how to put MSU-1s together, but Terranigma is just a little more complex, so I'm making a specific video tutorial on how to put Terranigma MSU-1 together, especially because I've recently got a lot of new subscribers that are excited for Terranigma and they have not done MSU-1 before, so this is just specifically on this game to make it even simpler because it is a bit more complex to do an MSU-1 ROM hack than it is just a regular ROM hack. So first of all, you're going to want to go into the description and get the tools you need if you do not have them. So if you look right here, the MSU-1 Starter Kit, you're going to want to download that. And then you're also going to need to have something to be able to unzip it. If you don't have one, then this right here, 7-zip, this is free. And it'll let you unzip these files that you're going to download. And then the next thing is you're going to want to go to zeldix.net to be able to download the actual patch and the music files. So right here on zeldix.net, which is a great website for over 160 different MSU-1 games that do enhance audio. But anyways, so right here you want to get the patch by con. That's going to be able to basically make your ROM be able to play the music, and then the music files are found down right here. So these are my music files that I've made recently right there. So you're going to want to download both the music files and that. So all this download's going to take a bit, so once you get that done, just come on back, and I'm assuming you're back now or already have them down. So the first thing you want to do, so now that they're unzipped, you see I got the MSU-1 Starter Kit, the patch, and the music files right here. And then I got my ROM right here ready to go. So first thing we need to do is choose if we're going to be doing an NTSC region or PAL region. PAL region's Europe, and this right here is for like other regions not Europe. So if you don't know, Terranigma is a European only game. And so in order to have it play on a SD to SNES, which is this right here, it's a cartridge that you put an SD card in and then put it into your SNES, and now it can play emulator games with your Super Nintendo. In order to have Terranigma be able to play in America, you're going to have to use this patch that was created to kind of transform the game into like an American region, basically, is the simple way to say it. So you'll have to use this if you're using SD to SNES. If you're not using it, you can choose either patch, but this is very important. Which patch you choose actually does change the game just slightly. If you use the PAL region, your game's going to be unaltered. It'll run like normal, other than you'll have the new music. If you run the American region, basically, or regions outside of Europe, then your game's going to actually run 10% faster. Because if you don't know, games that are in Europe actually run 10% slower, where games outside of Europe run 10% faster. So converting it to be in an American format to be played on the SD to SNES will create the game to run 10% faster. So I actually played through the whole game recently using this patch. I actually thought it was a ton of fun because your character runs faster, attacks faster, enemies are faster. However, though, the music plays the same speed. So later on in this tutorial, I'll show you what you need to do to fix some of the music cutscenes that don't line up with the gameplay being fast forwarded. But we will get there to another point. So basically, if you're not playing with SD to SNES, just choose PAL region if you want the game to be unaltered and act normal. Choose this one if you want a slightly more faster gameplay by 10%. So just for this tutorial, we are going to use the PAL region. So let's go ahead and just take my ROM so I know where to find it and throw it in the PAL region folder. There we go. So now the first thing you want to do is patch your ROM. For this, we're going to do Lunar IPS. Or actually, hold on, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's make sure our ROM does not have a header. So let's do Snes Multi-Tool. So this is going to make sure that your ROM does not have a header. So you click this open, do open, and then you're going to want to find your ROM. So we got right here, PAL region, this right here. So you open this up, and if it had a header, you'll have an option right here that says remove header. but we do not have a header on this ROM that I have. So if we don't have it, you can't even click this option. So just remove the header and hit OK if you have one. If not, then you're good to go. So that's step number 1. So step number 2, let's open Lunar IPS. And so it'll look like this. So let's do apply IPS patch. And let's once again find our folder. So it's Terranigma right here. And then we put it in the PAL one, and you want to click on the one you want to use. So Europe is just the standard one if you're going to be speaking English. There's other languages if you happen to speak another language and prefer that. So right there, so open, and look at that, the patch is successfully done. So that's step number 2, so we got that done. Now the next step is you want to rename your ROM to match this right here, the MSU file right there. So I'm just going to copy the name and go to my ROM and click paste. Now if you don't do this, your game is not going to do anything different. It's not going to work. So you have to have the name be the same as this. That's what helps it in its coding find the music. So after we've done that, let's grab copy. So let's get these two right here. You can move it or just copy and paste to the next folder. So you need the .msu file and your newly patched ROM that also is renamed to match. And we're going to open up this folder right here, and we are going to paste it. There we go. So now we have those two in, and this is super important. Everything in this folder, if you want it to work, has to remain this certain name. So you cannot rename these track numbers or it's not going to work. You can't rename that. You can't rename that. If you want to, you can leave extra stuff in here. So like these 3 things that come with it, just you can leave it in there. You could grab it and throw it out into the desktop or wherever you want, in the trash can if you want. Like, it's up to you. But it'll play without that. So this is ready to play, but there is a few more things about the music selection that you should know. So I actually have 2 different end credits, and because they have to be named a certain thing and they can't be in the same folder, the default one is just your traditional end credits. It's just a remaster of the original track, where I made a second one just for fun that will actually have, there was a YouTuber that I found that has lyrics that go along with their orchestral remaster of the track. And so this is kind of like an end credits with lyrics singing. I thought it was pretty cool, so I wanted to have that option too. If you wanted to use it, just push copy and then just paste it down here so that it replaces the file. So now that's the new track. So now I have the lyric ending because let's just say that's the one I wanted to use. So there you go. So everything's ready to go. This is all assuming that you use the PAL patch. However, though, if you use the NSCT patch, what you need to do is open up this folder, and then we're going to copy and paste these 3. So we are going to pretend that we use the NSCT patch. And then you're just going to click paste right here and replace those 3 files. What those 3 files is one of them is the opening cutscene that's like 5 minutes long. The other one is the dandelion growing in the returning greens cutscene, and the last one is the end credits cutscene. So I'm replacing those because if you remember earlier, NSCT patch makes the game run 10% faster, but the music is not going to run faster. So having the cutscene run 10% faster while the music being normal speed makes things not line up, and the track will get cut off. And yeah, there's problems with that. It doesn't look good or sound good when you're watching these cutscenes. And so I have these 3 to replace those. So they're just modified tracks that they just run 10% faster along with the music, the cutscene. So now that everything lines up, and once again, if you want to use the credit lyric version with the NSCT, then there it is, copy and paste it down to here. And that's everything you need to know. This README file pretty much just explains the region patches, just like how I told you. When I wrote it up, I was sick and on medication, so I have some grammatical errors in there, including what the patch type is called. Please forgive me on that. I'm a little embarrassed of that. Anyways, so that is everything you need to know to run the game. Now, these PCM tracks, if you actually try to listen to it, you'll notice that you won't be able to listen to it unless if you have an additional thing installed in. You'll need to have Foobar player, which to install it, you'll have everything you need in the MSU-1 Starter Kit. So if you go into my other tutorial, my regular MSU-1 tutorial, it'll show you how to set up Foobar 2000 so that it'll be set up that you can actually listen to an MSU-1 track. And so, if you wanted to just kind of listen to these tracks individually, or maybe you want to hear the lyric track before deciding if you want to replace it. So there's that. Also with the lyric tracks in my preview video that I posted earlier today, along with this tutorial video, you'll see both tracks are played separately at the end. And so if you want to listen and compare which one you want to choose, you can look there. And one last thing is if you want to do more MSU-1 games, there's actually two different type of patches. If you look right here, this French language one is actually based on a different patch type than this one right here, which is the PAL region or the NTSC. Some of the other games, like I think Donkey Kong Country 2 is like that, or possibly Zelda. I know one of those two are like that. You'll need to have the other tool to patch, which is this one right here. Flips patches, those kind of patches. So more of that is explained in my MSU-1 Getting Started tutorial. So that one gives you a much grander idea how to play MSU-1 games if you wanted to play more than just Terranigma. This one's specifically just for showing you how to get Terranigma ready, as well as explaining these two different regions, because that's just specific for this game, because all the other MSU-1 games will just have the American or Japanese region and not deal with the PAL region. But this one, the base game is the PAL region, so we have that two different patch types for this game. I think that's just about everything. If you have any questions whatsoever, please just go on to the Zeldix website. If you look at Zeldix website, if you just hit the home, I get on this like literally every day. Look at that. I actually have a new message I need to look at. But anyways, if you come down here to the bottom, you'll see me either on or I've been on the last 24 hours. You could just click on my name, send me a private message, contact private message right there. And so you could just be like, hey, I still need help. And I'm typing bad, sorry. So just like that, and you could just send it to me, and then I'll be able to contact you more and kind of help you out. The reason why I say that is because if I need to send any links to you, if I post a link in the YouTube comment section, most of the time it doesn't show up. YouTube censors it. So if I need to help you by redirecting you somewhere with a link, then if you private message me, I can get you that link. So if you need additional help, you'll get better help if you just message me here on Zeldix. Though you can just comment in the YouTube comment section too if that's what you really prefer. So, and then last thing is that some emulators will not play MSU-1 games. If you have anything within the last about 4 years and it's updated, that emulator will most likely play MSU-1. If you need to know which one to play, I would, in the description, I have a link to a really good emulator, SNES 9X 1.60. Go ahead and download that. And I would actually suggest, if this is your first time ever doing an MSU-1 game, use that emulator right now. And so before you test out if other emulators work, because the last thing you want to do is try to figure out how to get this to work and not have it work. In reality, you have everything set up right, and it's just the emulator you've chosen is not compatible with MSU-1, because not all emulators are compatible with MSU-1. So this one right here, SNES 9X 1.60, it is a fantastic emulator. So, yep, okay, that's everything. So thanks for watching, and have a good day.